You're muted, bro.
I know. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Watch Closely podcast. You know what's really funny, Lex, is I would have loved to have kept the music going, because I got a little nervous. I stopped it, but
Oh
that's
my
neither here
goodness.
nor there, dude. Uh, um, as I said, my name is Ernie, and we're here to talk movies, everything streaming, and a little bit of what's going on in Lex's life. If you don't know, notice by now, back by popular demand. Lex, the man, the myth, the legend. He's been on a hiatus that no other, no other has been.
I'm here, man. What is up? What's going on? How you doing? I didn't hear you in the beginning. I was like, oh man, this guy's already screwing up here.
I was screwing up. You know what's funny? I was I was looking at you as I was talking, and then I'm like, why is he not reacting to anything? You're all.
I was
As
like,
you can,
we're starting strong here.
yeah, we're starting strong. As you can see, friends of the cast here. Jason will not be joining us today. He's actually
Where is he?
he's in New York. So if you guys haven't seen already, there's a Star Wars thing going on at the Empire State Building. They have Darth Vader there, Anakin Skywalker, better known as Christian Haydenson, and he's out there. And,
Hayden Christensen.
Christensen, thank you. And Jason's out there, and he's basically handling all that for Bob Iger.
He greenlit the project. He had to do all the schematics and all that stuff.
Exactly.
He's a top guy. He's a top guy.
Yeah,
Top. It's been examined by top men. Top.
And he's one
men.
of the top. He was climbing the Empire State Building like King Kong.
Exactly.
But you don't hear about that on the news. You don't hear about that on the
You
news. We're joking. We're only kidding, kids, friends of the cast here, because if Bob Iger gets wind of it, he'll probably sue us.
Dude, thanks for having me back, man. It's been a while. I've been listening to you guys, and I always miss it, man. I always miss, like, because I'm, it's a podcast that I enjoy listening to, like yours and other ones. But like when I feel like I can get into the conversation and be like, oh, I wish I could just throw my hat in the ring here and say something. You know what I'm talking about? Like
I do.
that's like
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
And but I'm like, at least with this one, I can actually reach out and come back, and it's nice to be back. I missed you guys. I mean, sad Jason's not here. Jason, if you're listening, I miss you too, buddy. Hope you're out there having a good time out there. New York.
New York City. No, we're glad to have you back, and I have always loved having the third person on the podcast, just so we can get a third opinion on most things, because we all differ in opinions, and I think that definitely shows during the cast. And like you said, I do love the same thing about a podcast. It's great to come into a podcast and be able to discuss, and then you listen to a podcast and you're like, man, I wish I could say something here. That's like that's a good sign of a podcast. Like, it feels like you're part of that conversation, and that's why I call you guys friends of the cast. You guys know us almost as well as most people, because we do share a lot of our lives here. And if you guys want, go on the comment section, like start messaging things here, and just let us know. Wait, look at what. Check this out. Look, we just got a comment right now. Kylo D Swaggly Puff.
That's all.
Always missing for the real meaty conversations.
Exactly. See, he wants to join in. He wants to join in.
Yeah, see, he wants to join in. Very meaty conversation to be had. But yeah, dude, I'm glad to have you back. Now, Lex, we usually start off with the box office numbers, but you've been on a bit of a hiatus for a while, and I kind of want to get the friends of the cast kind of acclimated to you coming back, and by doing so, we usually like to start off by saying, what have you been watching?
So I've met Ernie in the 2000. Oh. No, I'm kidding. We're going way back here. Man, obviously it's been a long time. I don't even know when was the last time I was on here, but obviously I've been watching a lot. Saw the the big pictures. Dune 2, saw that, seen that. Madam Web, of course, movie of the year so far. I just watched the Quiet on Set documentary, the Nickelodeon one. If you haven't heard of that one, I'm watching Poor Things right now. I have not finished it yet. I know you started it as well.
Yeah. I want to get into a little bit with the Nickelodeon one real quick, but also I've been watching Poor Things as well, and I got so I had gotten my first view and I went halfway through, and then because you had talked that you had talked to me recently, you're like, I watched it again, and I got halfway again, but I think actually I got a little bit more, and it I think the second viewing I had had a bigger impact on me because I think I was enjoying it a lot more.
Hmm.
And for whatever reason, Mark Ruffalo's character just grew on me, and he says a lot of funny things that I'm just like, wow, why didn't I catch this in the beginning?
He is sweet, and Emma Stone as well. She does a really great job. I think she's really funny,
I
and she
agree.
plays it really well. And I think, I mean, it is an odd movie, but I can see where, like, it's getting its credit. And the set design is really awesome too. I don't know if you noticed, like, the sets are really neat looking, and just the whole way it's shot. I'm not familiar with the director's work. I've never really seen his films. Yorgos, I believe his name is. Um, but yeah, I'm ready to. I'm interested in finishing it. But yeah, so I mean, I can get into the Nickelodeon documentary a little bit if you want.
I would love to. I just want to talk about front of the cast here. Kylo D. Swagglypuff just said, "I feel like I'm part of the conversation right now,"
That is good. That is
and
good, my friend.
and that's what it's all about right now.
That's what we're here. That's what we're here for.
Continue talking about the
Um,
Nickelodeon thing. Go ahead. What would you think? What were your thoughts? I know it's a pretty heavy movie. Depending on how.
the little mini series. It's a 4 episode series. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, man. It's really interesting to see, like, looking back at it all now, because this was our childhoods, right? We were watching these shows and loving it, and these kids. But now when you watch it now and you realize, and they're pointing out that, like, all the inappropriate, like, skits that was happening, and some of the things that happened in them are just like, oh my gosh, I was watching this as a kid and I had no idea. And these kids, they kind of had some kind of thought, but I mean, they were young too. They didn't really know what was going on. Like, they were just following the rules. And sadly, the Dan Schneider, who was the head honcho of Nickelodeon, he was, as they describe in the documentary, he was the golden boy. He created so many great shows. He was pretty much untouchable. And, Nickelodeon didn't want to get rid of him because he's got the Drake and Josh as the iCarly, all that. He's just like, he's the man behind the scenes of everything. And his abuse on, like, how he was to this cast, and he was just kind of a little strange, a little perverted in ways. And I mean, literally the logo for Nickelodeon's a foot, and that dude is like, I guess he was very into, like, showing feet of, like, the actresses and stuff. Like, yeah, it's very bizarre. And then there's another character, not character, but a dialogue coach. His name was Brian Peck, who I was familiar with. He's also brought to light, and he was, a sexual predator. He was a pedophile, and he was abusing Drake Bell. He finally came out. He was the whistleblower at the time, and I guess, is the first time he came out to tell his story and tell everyone that it was him. That, like, he's the one that, pretty much got this guy mostly exposed because he was being abused so badly. And it's really sad. It's heavy, man. It's a heavy documentary. I recommend checking it out. Not for the
Yeah.
faint of heart, that's for sure. I mean, again, it's Hollywood is just such a nasty business, and you know, hopefully and thankfully, I'm assuming that the laws for children are a lot better now. I know Disney, because I listen to the Boy Meets World podcast, and they always talk about how their parents were on stage; they're always there. But on this Nickelodeon one, they're kind of talking about how the rules are so much looser. Like, parents were kind of always asked to leave. Like, Dan Schneider would be like, "Okay, you gotta step out of the room for a bit," and they're like, just weird stuff, man. It's heavy. Check it out. It's gonna be like, wow, you're not gonna look at it the same. That's for sure. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, dude. So I haven't watched the documentary. I know we were talking about it. I had watched clips that have just come on my Twitter feed, and I like just from those clips alone, I was like, man, this is very, very heavy, and like I mean, obviously, um, Drake. What's his last name? I forget. Drake.
Bell.
Bell. So Drake Bell. Obviously, he had his issues with like the law, and I think he like a bunch of stuff had happened to him. But like now, as I watch these little clips of the documentary, obviously I haven't watched the whole thing. I was like, oh my gosh, it makes a lot more sense and why he was acting the way he was, because he was obviously, these things happened to him as a kid, and I mean, it's so crazy to me because like you said, us as kids growing up and watching all this cool stuff and being like, man, this is hilarious. And little did we know these kids were getting abused, molested, and all kinds of stuff. And I guess it speaks to the caliber of like Hollywood in a way, like that there should be some sort of implementation into how they're dictating their actors and all that stuff. I think that's why they create those like writers guilds and all that stuff. But it's like there isn't like a kids like protection agency that I could think of for Hollywood that I've ever heard of.
I mean, probably
And
not
it's
now. I think probably now they do, but I would know the name. But yeah, it was very loose back then for sure. Yeah, it's quite Yeah, it's sad, man. You just watch it because we love those shows. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's like, oh man. So give it a watch. I recommend it. Those documentaries are always pretty interesting. So I mean, if you get a chance, check it out.
I'll definitely take a look at it. One of these days. Like I said, I've been trying to watch Poor Things, trying to finish that. Let's get into, if I may, Lex. May I?
Let's switch gears a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say what I was watching, dude. You didn't even ask me. Do you care?
Oh, I don't care. Just
Okay,
kidding. No, I'm
then
kidding.
see,
No, I
there
do.
you go.
No. Well,
I don't care.
yeah,
I don't care.
I already know what you're watching. Four
Tell
things, and you're watching Bupkis. Skinner, what's that?
What is even butt kiss? I don't even,
The
that sounds
Pete
like an
Davidson
old.
show.
What?
Yeah, the reason I said that because I just read that he's not doing a second season or something. I never seen it, but that's just in my head. But anyway, it just sounds funny. Bupkis. It reminds me of Christmas Story. So Bupkis. But anyway, go ahead. What are you watching?
That rant. I don't even know where to begin. So I'm watching, like I said, Poor Things, but I've also started watching. Well, I always tell you guys, but I'm always watching the Friends of the Cats here. They know that I always watch One Piece. Right?
It's real.
I know, and it's real. Dude, I am like 800 episodes in. And in front of the cast, actually, Kylo D, Swaggly Puff over here, Jiggly Stuff. He's the one that kind of got me. He's the one that got me into it. And dude, he can attest to this. Like, I've started watching One Piece, obviously from the very beginning, and it took me so long to get to where I am. And I am at like this moment in the anime called Whole Cake. And I think I'm like 2 arcs away from being where everyone is. And it's exciting, and it makes me really want to finish it and keep watching it. It's so much.
Sorry, is that show still going? Like they're still making episodes of that show?
Yeah, they're still writing.
Okay, so it hasn't
manga,
ended completely.
Yeah.
Okay,
no.
I see. Okay,
I think they're at 1,000 something, and
that's wild.
he's still doing more of something. Yeah, I think right now he's taking a hiatus, because after. Sorry, I heard a little noise. After you saw me, I freaking switched.
You're like a cat, dude. Sexy cat.
Yeah, so the creator of One Piece, he's taking a little hiatus right now, after the passing of the Dragon Ball Z creator, had passed away. Like he kind of was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna just take a little bit of time away, like
kind of like how do you say it? Like a memory for his memory, just kind of like a moment of silence, I guess, right? Like he's taking a moment of silence for him.
Yeah, something like
stepping
that.
away.
I mean,
That's cool.
After Akira Toriyama died, I think a lot of animators, like a lot of manga creators, I think were like pretty respectful about like his passing, because he was like, I don't know if he was like the father of manga. I really don't know. I don't want to go back into that, but he was like one of like the main heads of like creating all that stuff, and it was pretty cool because a lot of people like came out of respect for it, and
yeah, like it had a major impact on the world. I had no idea. Like those other countries are like they're like like the government shut down. I don't know, some stuff like I was hearing like
like a lot of Latin places like
I could be wrong, but I think I read like one of the cartels like we're not going to do anything because they're in respect. I was like, wow,
out of respect.
Yeah, something like that. They're not going to kill anyone today.
I saw that. I don't know if it was a joke. Is that real?
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm saying like, I mean, obviously don't believe everything you read on the internet, but it seemed like it because I mean there was videos of, I mean not that specifically, but so I believe it. I mean, hey, it had a big impact on people, and that is awesome. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So I guess he had said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a little like hiatus just because of like some sort of illness," but it's not like anything terrible. It's just like he just wants to take time. So I think which is great. I was talking about front of the cast, Kyle, and I was Kyle Golden Doodle, and I was telling him like, I think this is great. I think I texted him really weird about it, but I was like, this is great because it gives him time to create something even better than he was already imagining. Because I think like if I've always talked about this with One Piece, but like when you watch One Piece, there's so much going on, but like it all like comes back, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's why this and that's why this, and it just works so darn well. Like it's really really good, but it's like heavy to get into. It's so
how
much.
Come? Let me ask you this: how come an 1,000 episode show can be so consistent and like get you to think back on things, but a 6 episode show on Disney Plus doesn't do that at all?
I mean,
that's a different thing. I just
no, you're fine.
Don't shade.
No, I mean we talked about it before, right? It's the writing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like because he's cultivated such a big following with how well he creates his characters and the world and everything, I think people are more enticed to want to know more about this. Like had we continuously gotten that with like some sort of Star Wars IP or the Miss Marvels and all that stuff, like I think we would like be like, man, I wanna watch more of this and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I've been watching. We're gonna get into something else though, Lex. We're gonna switch gears.
I just want to say before we
Go
start,
ahead. Sorry,
I
that
mean,
was me switching
as opposed to watching things, I've also been doing a lot of gaming. And you know me, I know you're a big fan of gaming as well. So I just got into Baldur's Gate. If y'all are not familiar with Baldur's Gate, it's a Dungeons and Dragons wild game. I'm not gonna get too into it. It's not a gaming podcast.
Get into it, dude. It's our podcast. Do it.
So basically, Baldur's Gate. I mean, if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, it's like the game of Dungeons and Dragons, basically. And there's so many different scenarios of things. And I was just talking to Ernie that I was doing like a quest. And it seemed like it wasn't a good idea to like let this goblin free. and I looked it up, and basically I looked it up and I'm like, what are the consequences? There was like 5 different consequences. I'm like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't even have to worry. I should just do this game and just play it. I want to tell you this one little piece. So there's like a character, and he's a vampire character. And my character was sleeping, and I caught him on top of me trying to suck my blood. And he's talking to me. He's all, please let me just get a little blood. And then like you can either let him or like fight him or like tell him to leave your group. So I let him do it. It was just really weird. And I finally pushed him off. He's all, now I can think clearly. He's all, thank you. And he's like, it's
that
bizarre.
Sounds like you just got raped in the game.
I mean, it looks like it. It looks really weird.
Gosh.
I was like, oh my god. I was gonna send you a picture, but I forgot. I never did.
Oh man, I was gonna say something, but I think it's too soon.
But I got a trophy for it, and I was like, hey.
What was it?
It's a let him suck your blood. It said, ouch.
Oh my gosh,
that's pretty sweet. It's a tripping game, but I like the character, so I don't want to kick him out or fight him. So I want to be like he was a good guy. But anyway.
It's so cool, the writing on that game. I think I was talking to you about this before. I had sent you a clip on Twitter because I just got the game as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
If you know icky,
if you know, you know. But I just got the game as well. I haven't played it myself, but I saw this clip on Twitter, and I'm like, man, I got to play this game. And it's like this troll, right? And they're talking about, man, there's like the bridge is out or something like that. So how are they going to get across? And the freaking troll is right there. And apparently the troll falls, right? And he's like holding on for dear life.
I saw that.
He makes a bridge for you.
Isn't that Dragon's Dogma? That's not Baldur's Gate.
Is it Dragon's Dogma?
I think it was Dragon's Dogma.
Oh man, I'm way off then.
They're both kind of seem similar though.
They look the same. I was like, dude, I want to play that game then.
It looks good. There's too many games. Too many games. These fantasy games.
Jeez, dude.
But we only got one Dungeons and Dragons movie. That's fun.
Don't know.
Where's the sequel? No, I'm kidding.
We have a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons movies.
No, I know, but the only one I just saw was the Chris Pine one. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there because...
No, you're good, man. I kind of feel bad. I kind of want to go back because I really thought that was freaking Baldur's Gate. And I was excited for that to happen to me in the game.
It might still.
I mean, now it's not going to. Now I want to play Dragon's Dogma, dude. I got to go buy that, dude. But let's get into the numbers here, dude, if we can. Can you see what I see?
I see it. There it is.
Oh, wait, that's me.
Looks better.
Somehow we'll do this. And here it is, spotlight. Hello. All right, perfect. So we're going to talk the numbers here. We're talking about how well the movies did, dude. Hold on. Let's. No, there's a really cool thing that Jason has here, but here it is.
Get the popcorn out.
There it is.
That's awesome. That's what's his name? I forget his name.
I forget his name, but he's in the freaking Thor movie, right?
Shardo Coplay or something, right? No,
Matt.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, Taki Watiti. I don't know. That's his name.
But yeah, dude. So, sorry, I wanted to get into the numbers here, dude. So, dude, it's crazy. So for this week, because we're doing the March through 13th to the 20th. Dune Part 2 is still going strong, dude. $2 million here. It's grossed over. I think it's declined about 15% here. Kung Fu Panda at number 2. Arthur the King. Have you heard of this movie?
I was about to say, what is that?
I don't even know, dude.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and then I think Cabrini. We've talked about Cabrini. Cabrini's the Angel Studio movie. It's the one with Reacher, I believe. I forget his name out of my head.
Okay.
Isn't it? Oh, no, wait. That's not even it. That's a different movie.
I haven't heard of that movie either.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. And then Imaginary is out. Have you heard of
I don't
this
know
one?
that
This one,
I have, but I didn't know it came out. Oh, it's the scary movie, right? It's supposed to be like the scary movie.
yeah, that's the scary movie. And then Bob Marley doesn't even have a number, but it's 6. Do you see that?
I know that's weird.
But what
It's
we
like
really
out
care
of order
about,
or something. Yeah.
it's kind of a weird order. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. Sorry, friends of the cast. Jason's usually the one that does this, and he does like a sweet something, and you're always like, oh wow, Jason, and the box office, and this is where I don't even know. But here's the list. Here's the list, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, did you watch Bob Marley at all or no?
No, I haven't, and I'm curious to watch it, but I think I can wait for streaming. Did you watch it? Did you end up watching it?
I did, but I didn't finish it. I ended up having to leave when I was watching it, so I wasn't able to finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the movie's really good. I think friend of the cast Jason, or co-host here, he was talking about how the film has a very heavy accent of what the Jamaican that they speak, and I was like, oh, holy cow! Like watching the movie, I'm like, yeah, he's right. Like they speak it so heavily, and it's really neat.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, and there's a movie that we're going to talk about later that does the same thing, but I won't spoil that. But that movie, I thought it's fun. It's always funny when they take a happy song and slow it down to make it like dramatic, and they do it with that movie, the Bob Marley movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Showing the trailer, it's all don't worry, and then like it's a bad thing, and then like people are just dead on the street, and it's like every little thing. And I'm just like things are blowing up, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. I think it bothers me when they do stuff like that, but it's funny though. It's really funny.
It's like a neat thing. I think the one that did it the best in the recent years that I could recall, I think, is the Jordan Peele. I got 5.
Yeah, that was good.
I think they did a great job in the. What was the movie? Was it Us?
Us, yeah, Us.
Us. I think they did a great job with that song. I think it was one of my favorite, like
ding,
random.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, it does a good job, like in setting.
No, yeah, that was good because they actually like reimagined it. I feel like, and with these movies, I feel like they just slow it down and just like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, but I haven't seen it.
Oh
no, sorry. I was waiting for you
because you were going.
Did you watch Kung Fu Panda? I feel like you would have.
No,
watched that.
I don't want to watch it. I'm surprised that it's number 2, but again,
you don't want to watch it.
I really don't. There's a lot of movies that are out that I just don't really feel the need to go watch. I think next month for me, I think like Monkey Man and a few other films that I can't think of at the top of my head are the ones that are coming out, and those are the ones I'm excited for. This is kind of like whatever. I'll wait for this to stream.
The new Ghostbusters, I think, comes out tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw I just saw the reviews for that on Rotten.
Yeah, it's
on
not
Tomatoes
good.
It's doing really, really bad, and I'm like, man, well, that sucks.
Yeah, because it started really strong. I like Afterlife. Afterlife was good.
I thought so too, but I guess they were trying to go heavy-handed on the nostalgia bait, and
that's what I saw was like a problem.
Work itself out.
Which we could have guessed that.
Oh, look at friend of the cast. Hello, friends, Mick
Hey, Mick Fly.
Hello, friend of the cast here. Thank you for joining our chat. How are you today? Send it in the chat.
All right today.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to ask him?
What do you think about the numbers? What do you think about the numbers?
What do you think about the numbers?
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't know if I even saw the third Kung Fu Panda. I know I saw the first 2 for fact, but I cannot remember the third one for the life of me.
I think the third one is the one. Isn't the third one when he gets his like parents back or something? Or am I wrong?
I think it's when he finds another panda, right, or something like that.
Pandaverse.
The Pandaverse, Panda Express. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Oh wait, Kung Fu Panda 3, right?
Yeah, the third one. I remember
See what I'm doing? Oh yeah, see, it's the one where he finds all his panda friends.
That's right. Yeah, then I didn't see that one.
And that's the one where, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think.
Dang, 2016. It doesn't feel like that's such a long time ago.
Yeah.
Nearly 10 years for that last one. Wild.
That is pretty
Pandaverse, dude. Yeah, it's hilarious.
What's the second one about? Is the second one the one with...
I don't know, man. I don't remember these movies.
I love Jackie Chan, though. He's sweet.
They're fun. They were fun. I remember the first one was good. I remember the first one being fun. The second one, I don't remember too much.
This guy said numbers don't lie. I don't know what that means.
I mean, yeah, numbers don't lie. When people show up, just vote with your wallet, as this podcast that I just
Oh,
says.
that's a friend of the cast.
Throwback.
Already says that. Holy,
He says it.
guacamole, dude.
He said it.
Let's move on, Lex. Let's move on to our more of our wheelhouse here. I want to get into. So we usually get the trailers at the end, but I want to get into the first trailer because you were talking about this. We're going to talk about Beetlejuice. We're talking about the sequel
to Beetlejuice.
To Beetlejuice. But
yeah.
I'm. Let me know if it's too loud for you guys. We're trying not to get copyrighted. Last time we got freaking
flagged.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. The little sound, huh?
Yeah, so yeah, like I was talking about the One Love trailer, like they do this in this this movie. The devil is it's all sad. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it looks, I mean, you can't really judge it. There's really not much going on in the trailer at all. It just, I mean, obviously Michael Keaton's the best part when he's like, "You want to get nuts?" Is that what he says, or what does he say?
He says the juice has got loose or
the
something
juice is
like
loose
that.
or something like that.
Yeah.
He says the nuts. That was the Batman thing. That was just.
Sorry, I just wanted to. I didn't put it up on the screen here for everyone to watch, but.
Yeah, we got the Jenna Ortega, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder. All in. They're in. They're all family connected.
I want to. So I'm gonna turn. There's the song.
There it is.
Oh. Okay, so watching the trailer, Lex, what are your thoughts? Do you feel like this is something we should have gotten, or this is something we didn't need? Like us having the original is good enough. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's been in the works for a while. I think it should have came earlier, if anything. Like, but I don't know how early. I mean, I think it's gonna be fun. I don't mind it. I feel like, why not? I mean, we never asked for anything, and they're just gonna come out anyway. But this movie, I feel like, has been in development for like a while. Like the ideas, right? Am I not mistaken?
Yeah, no. This has been going on for a while. I think they had talked about it a while, but here's where he says,
"Yeah, let's hear it." The juice is loose. I mean, just based off that alone, it doesn't look like Michael Keaton is missing a beat. Like he's back to it. He's like, I think he loved that role, and I hope we get more because I know you've talked about it before. How in the first Beetlejuice, he was barely in the movie, but it was just like you would, like when you first saw it, you would think he was always in it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems like, I think because he was such a big character in terms of like when he was on screen, that it felt like he was the movie.
He stole the show every time he was on.
Yeah, he definitely stole the show, but for the most part, he wasn't there for a long time. If you want to, for my thoughts, like I think the trailer, I mean, it's a teaser, right? And I think it's setting up what we're going to get. I don't think I need to see more. I was already excited. I love Michael Keaton, and I like him when he plays Beetlejuice. So I'm curious to see where they head. The Jenna Ortega kind of threw me off. I didn't know that they were going to bring her on. But it's
really? Yeah, I had heard she was on. I mean, I think she kind of fits. I mean, she looks.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, let's get a girl that looks sad. She's cute. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like the Winona Ryder, like when she was younger, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like she fit
the
that
goth
same thing.
Kind of like.
I'm surprised they didn't get I forget her name, but from Parks and Recreation, April O'Neil, or what's her name? But
Aubrey Plaza.
April
O'Neil. That's Ninja Turtles.
Oh wait, is it?
Yeah.
What's her name? April. Ludgate. Ludgate. Thank you so much. See, that's why we brought you back on the cast, because I don't know names like you do, and that's my face every time I mess up a name. This right here. This is how my face looks every time.
Oh my goodness. No, yeah. Did they say when it's coming out? October, I'm assuming, right?
I believe so. I think it.
So do you think there's going to be a trilogy with Beetlejuice?
It's coming out 2024 AD, dude.
AD.
Look,
after December.
There it is, September 6th.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's creepy, dude. What do you think about this face?
It looks like when I wake up in the morning.
Looks like you.
Oh my goodness,
that's pretty wild, dude. No, that looks. You can tell he's older.
Oh yeah, but I wonder if they're gonna have a third one with the three Beetlejuices.
Isn't Willem Dafoe supposed to be in this movie as well? He's a cop that died or something, or he was something, and then he was an actor that actually became a cop in the afterlife. Something like that. I forget his storyline.
Yeah, but no, this is not gonna be the last thing you see. Of course, obviously, they're gonna bust out a new trailer soon, probably in like 2 months, I would say.
Yeah, you know what's funny is when Willem Dafoe goes, so my character, he's gay and he like
Oh
he
yeah,
isn't.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I always every time I saw that I saw that clip, and he's talking about Boondocks, the movie. But I
Oh, okay,
always,
okay.
for whatever reason, I kept thinking he was talking about Beetlejuice. I don't know why. I'm
The
so
new
dumb.
one?
Yeah, he was talking about the new one when he was talking about his own character. He's like, he's
Oh my
gay,
goodness.
but he's
Yeah, I
not.
totally forgot. I totally forgot he was in Boondocks. So yeah, that's hilarious. Uh,
Random. But
there's
yeah,
that.
dude.
They just announced it's gonna be another one. I think.
So are you here for it? Are you
Yeah, I'm here for it, man. Let's go, as the kids say. I'm down. I mean, I think it looks fun. It's gonna be. I mean, as like you said, it's not much, but I agree with you that I don't need to see any more. I know what to expect from this character. I think we're good. Like, I don't know if you're gonna pull this trailer up, but like, I mean, you don't have to. I was gonna briefly mention it, but the new Aliens also. Like,
Oh, we could definitely pull it up. Yeah.
if they just left it like that, like I'm in as well. Like, we don't get that obviously anymore. It's just that all trailers nowadays give away movies, and it sucks. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean, we can get into that one as well if you want to, but what is it called? Alien Romanus or Romulan?
Rhombus or something like that.
Romulus. Rhombus.
Robust.
I want to talk about friend of the cast McFly here. He said, "Put that on a T-shirt." I think he was talking about vote with your wallet.
He's good.
I mean, that's a good one. I also want to put probably friends of the cast. I always like. I think that'd be a cool one, huh? Friends of the cast.
Huh?
And then put a little
Yeah,
picture
it
of
would,
me, like,
it would be. Oh yeah, you
You
laying
like
down
that,
like
don't
the
you?
do the Burt Reynolds pose
what's the Burt Reynolds
when he's
oh.
laying down naked.
Oh, that's right.
Or what's it from?
Wait,
Or from
it's not
White
Burt
Chicks?
Reynolds, is it? Oh,
Or White Chicks
for-
too. He goes, "That's my trainer."
no, I thought you were. You know what I thought you were talking about? Not Burt Reynolds, but oh my gosh, the guy from freaking Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum.
Remember, he's laying down, and then
Oh yeah,
and
when
then
he's doing the breath.
someone photoshopped him on top of his body.
Yeah, Dr. Grant on it listening.
Yeah.
Too good, bro. Too good.
Let me see if I can pull that up. What was it called?
Alien and Romulus.
No. I was gonna pull up the Jeff Goldblum, but never mind. I won't do that because it's
yeah.
gonna take too much time, and we're running out of time already. No, I'm just joking.
Oh man, hey.
We're not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna play the Alien Romulus trailer now. Lex, I'm gonna play a little bit of the audio here because it scares me too much. But please get into it. What are your thoughts so far on this trailer?
I like it. I like that. It just looks really creepy. Fede Alvarez, and he's the one that did the Evil Dead remake as well, right? Oh, there it is. Just as Evil Dead. I mean, I love the vibe of it. Like, it's just like I feel like I'm claustrophobic, like watching the trailer myself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it doesn't give you anything. That's what I like about it.
The sound
Like
of the beginning is like so eerie, and I think it like. I don't know if you've played the Alien game, the one that came out where
You
the
know, I
alien
never
is
did.
chasing you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if you feel how you feel like with the claustrophobicness and all that, I think you would feel that watching that or playing that game. That's exactly how this kind of plays out. It's really neat.
I hear great things, but yeah, I don't like right this last clip. I feel like they're gonna try to be copying like Ripley. Maybe they're trying to get that same vibe, but either way, I mean, I think if they just left it like that, like I think they're good, man. Like I would be happy with that. But it's Hollywood; they wouldn't do that.
No, I feel like they're gonna show a little bit more. Well, this is like the teaser, so we haven't gotten an official trailer yet. So they're definitely gonna add a little bit more story. Because like, I like Alien, but I'm not a big fan of the Alien franchise. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the
ins
lore
and
too
outs
much
of
as
it.
well.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what this is based on. What is it after? What's going on? If it's like a new thing.
I heard your favorite character was the in Prometheus, the alien in Prometheus, the super pale white. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The freaking Arrakis guy, the guy from Arrakis.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
David,
The guy
Dave
looks like him. They look like him. Yeah, exactly.
You remember the music that they play for when those characters are introduced, and it's like a throat.
Dune
like
or Prometheus?
For Dune. It's like the throat, and he's all.
There's actually a group called the Who, the HU, and they're a Mongolian death metal band.
Yeah.
That I've seen. They it sounds like they're with the
That's
throat.
so
It's like
cool,
a throat.
dude.
It's really crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Sometimes some music is really interesting. It's depending on where you find it, but there's some really cool music out there. I don't know why, but Chifa said here David. Now,
I think he's referring to Michael Fassbender's character,
Michael
right?
Fassbender, yeah, exactly. Do you remember? And me and Chifa, friend of the cast here, we always have this scene, and it's man, I'm gonna pull it up because I freaking love this particular scene of this movie. But it's like he's doing a TED talk, and oh man, I forget the character's name.
In Prometheus?
In Prometheus, and he goes, 100 years is all the year of our Lord. Do you remember this?
I don't. Because there was a second one, right?
It's young Peter Whalen, I believe.
Oh, dear.
That's talking about this stuff. Let's see if I can find it. Nah, I probably won't.
Is it the first one? Or the second one?
It's Prometheus. It's the first one.
I don't remember it too well, to be honest.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
I'm worried.
See if I get the TED Talk. Watch. Just a little clip that I want to show you guys. But is it on? Can you see it?
I can see it.
Let me see.
T.E. Lawrence, eponymously of Arabia, but very much an Englishman, favored pinching a burning match between his fingers to put it out.
I don't remember this part.
You don't remember this
part? This was the beginning, I feel like, right?
I believe so.
Colleague, William Potter, to reveal.
But it's just in the there's a trailer with this particular scene, and he goes, 1,000 years BC, the year of our Lord. But he has this sweet voice, this particular actor. I forget his name, but he's the young Peter Whalen, but it's super sweet. And it always sells me that movie Prometheus. So I always end up going back, watching that clip. Oh, look at a friend of the cast, Chief said Peter. He knows. He knows.
Just putting names.
He's just putting names. I hope the next one he puts is
dead.
And then the next one after that, talk.
Oh my gosh.
But we're gonna move on to the next trailer because I am more curious to hear your thoughts on this. We've gotten a bunch of great trailers this past couple of weeks, and this one is one that I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on, man. We got the trailer for Star Wars Acolyte. Wow, I said that weird.
Look at that cute little thing right there.
I know, that looks like me, dude, when I wake up. Are you ready? Let's check this trailer out.
Your eyes.
So, I mean, friends of the cast, I mean, if you guys haven't seen this.
Go ahead, Oregon.
Yeah, the new Star Wars trailer. And for myself, I haven't been too much of a fan of the Star Wars series on Disney Plus that they came out with. The only one I've seen all the way through is Mandalorian, which I know everyone loves it, but I didn't think it was the best. It had its moments. I never even finished the last episode of Boba Fett. I still have one more episode. I just couldn't do it. Just never went back. But this one actually looks like I really want to see it. Because honestly, I'm just tired of hearing about the Skywalkers and all that stuff. I want to see something new. And this looks like it's going to give it to me. Obviously, there's going to be probably, things here and there referring to the Star Wars but that we know and love. But this one just looks fresh. You know what I mean? I don't know how you feel about it, but it looks cool. It looks like a different take.
Yeah, I mean, it's the High Republic, so it's a little bit before all the stuff we know about Star Wars. So it's a different story or a new story that we don't know about, and it looks cool enough. I'm really curious to see like what the story is going to be about, But I'm also really weary about where they're going to head in the story because we don't get really the best sort of Star Wars as of recent hasn't been the best. You know what I mean?
And again, like. We've gotten cool trailers before of Star Wars that we're like, yes, I'm in. And then now you get to it, you're like, oh dear. Who do you think is the Sith that they're teasing?
I don't know.
Acolyte?
Again, I want to say it's Darth Revan, but I don't know when this is based on. Because this is like the first, so-called Sith. I like the Star Wars theory.
The theories. Oh, who's this guy? Yeah. Oh, maybe it's Jar Jar, dude. You're muted.
What does he say? Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. What does he say? Misa Musca, Mickey Mouse.
Misa. No, he goes, muy mrul.
Moi.
Yeah, if you all don't know, you should look up the videos of the theories that he's a Sith Lord, the Jar Jar Binks, and it's hilarious the way it's cut. But anyway, looks good. I'm excited. I hope it's good. Dave Filoni, he's taking over or whatever, and I hope he's probably gonna do a good job.
Did you say Dave Filoni?
Yes.
What are you hungry? It's sandwich? No, Dave Filoni.
It's because everything they puts out is baloney. Ah, dang. I'm sorry.
Dang.
Throwing shade.
That was rough. That was a little rough. There was something I wanted to tell you about the Acolyte trailer, but I forget what it was. Oh, actually, you hear the beginning. It says, "Open your eyes," or whatever.
Yes.
I freaking like that beginning of this trailer. Close your eyes.
Dream.
I thought that's so freaking cool. I mean, that's such a really cool line for Star Wars. I mean,
yeah, and the main character from Squid Game, he's in it too, which is cool. What if he was like? What if in the beginning it's all close your eyes, count to 10. Ding, ding, ding. Ah, you like that? Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka.
With me. No, yeah, I like the trailer a lot, man. I'm excited to see where they definitely head with Star Wars. I mean, it's like I always talk about this with you, but I love Star Wars, and sometimes they bring out some bad stuff, but even the bad stuff, I definitely still check out.
Like when I asked him, hey, did you watch that show? I heard it's really bad, and you were like, come on, bro, it's the wars.
It's the wars. No, see, no. I'll tell you the honest truth. I'm like, Ahsoka wasn't the best, but I loved.
You say
Anakin
Ahsoka?
Skywalker. Ahsoka.
Oh.
No, not the Ahsoka. Like I like when freaking Anakin Skywalker came out. I thought it was really cool. Like it fit the story, or I mean, it fit that particular moment in the movie, or I mean the show. Sorry, man. Jeez, where am I? I'm here. But any last thoughts about the Acolyte, my friend?
No, I'm just hoping it's going to be a good time. I'm excited for it. I'm going to definitely check this one out. I think this one I'm going to actually watch. Maybe that'll inspire me to watch the rest. I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, just keep it on the topic of Star Wars. They announced that they're releasing all the Star Wars movies in theaters.
I saw
all the whole
dude.
Skywalker saga, which is awesome. My girlfriend Daisy has not seen really any of them. So I told her, "Well, you better be ready. We're not gonna watch them all, but we're definitely gonna watch the original trilogy."
That's crazy, dude. I saw that they're doing like a 24-hour run of it, right? That's the one you're talking about?
Is that what it is? I thought it was just going to be released.
There's one that's like a 24-hour.
That's crazy.
Like and I'm like, wild. I don't know who's going to do that, but I know someone is going to.
Someone will.
Someone will, and they'll talk about it, and they'll tweet about it. This is my 200th time watching
It's going to be that guy scream. He's like, yeah!
Oh, yeah, the reaction kids or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
They go like, or whatever. And like,
what's his name? Boss Nas?
He goes, fucking Boss Nas. And then, Padme goes, Boss Nas. You know what I'm talking about? When she goes to talk to him. I freaking love the way she says that.
Oh, goodness.
All right, well, let's get into the next bit of news now. Jace, wow.
Whoa. I know you miss him, dude.
I miss him already, dude. We're going to get into our behind the reels, which is our industry news, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff going on. And one of the things that was pretty interesting, and I don't know how you feel about this, because I love James Bond. I'm a big fan of all the movies. I've watched them growing up as a kid and, as an adult. Are you a big fan of James Bond?
I like the films. I will say that I watched the Daniel Craig ones are probably the ones I've watched the most. I did. You
didn't watch the Sean Connery ones where he goes two no's means one yes.
Okay, gosh. Anyway, oh my gosh. So no, but it's funny. I actually played From Russia with Love. You ever played that video game?
Yeah.
At the end of the game, he's in bed with a woman, and he goes, "We'll discuss it in the morning." And then it turns off the light, and the game ends. I'm like, but no. That was a sweet game.
It was like pretty cool. You get the little jetpack because it's in the movie, but little jetpack, and you're around I forgot what the bell tower or the clock comes on in Peter Pan or whatever.
Big Ben, maybe.
I don't know. But thanks for the update, Big Ben.
No, and then I watched maybe one or two of the Pierce Brosnan. I don't know how many he had. Which, the GoldenEye, I played that game, which is sweet too. But yeah, the Daniel Craig ones are the ones I watched the most. So yeah, continue what you're gonna say. I mean, what about you? Are you a big fan of
No,
the?
I was-
I didn't, are you a big fan of the James Bonds? I mean,
Yeah,
you said you were.
We'll discuss it in the morning.
And I remember his chest is all hairy. He's all
So, like I said,
4 and 6 noses. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
that guy's a wild man. That guy's a wild man. So there was a big rumor going around, Lex, and I know we both talked about this before, but they were talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson. There was a speculation that he might be the next James Bond, that they were offering him the role. Now, right now, it hasn't actually been finalized in any way, but I thought this was interesting because, I mean, I loved him in Bullet Train, and I thought that was like one of the best movies that showed like the type of swag that a James Bond would kind of have, and I think he could definitely capitalize on that movie and showing a little bit more off of that. But your thoughts on that, dude? What, do you like Aaron Taylor Johnson? Do you feel like he'd fit that role well enough?
I do, but sorry, I pulled up the YouTube of the game with the end or discussion in the morning. But anyway, I had to watch it real quick. So yeah, I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think and I agree with you. Bullet Train, he was good, and he has the chops. And then Tenet as well. He was in Tenet. It's pretty crazy and wild to think that this guy started as the character in Kick-Ass. It was like the really nerdy, like, you know what I mean? And now he's just like a pretty big time actor. And I think he would be fine. I mean, I think he's young enough in the role, because I think Daniel Craig was probably in his 40s when he started. I mean, I don't know how Aaron Taylor Johnson is, how old he is, but I think he can do it. I mean, he can do a few films, and they're gonna reboot it again. So it's not official, but there's rumors. All of it. I'm just kidding. Okay.
So personally for me, I think like I said, I think he would do a great job. I think they're, like we said before, they're trying to get a younger James Bond, and I think he would fit that narrative. They don't want. I mean, Daniel Craig started off like what, and when he was like in his 30s, something like that.
I want to say 40s, to be honest with you, but
maybe yeah.
I could be wrong.
I mean, he wasn't like super old, but I think once we got to the last one, you can tell he got a lot older, but he was still really dope. And I think the last one was a great movie, but I didn't like the way he was sent off. But also, like, I think I just didn't want to see it end that way. You know what I mean? But I'm curious to see who they end up choosing. If they end up choosing someone even different other than Taylor Johnson, is there anyone like in your mind that you'd be like, man, this would be a dope choice, other than Idris Elba, because he'd be awesome.
Yeah, Idris Elba would be good. Sorry, I just want to throw this out real quick. Casino Royale was in 2006.
Jeez,
that is wild. That's a long time.
2006.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
18 years ago, yeah.
Dude, we'll discuss that in the morning, but dude, that's wild.
So you're right. He was about 38 when he started that film. Crazy.
Okay,
but yeah, as far as someone, I don't know. Chris Pratt. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Chris Pratt is in everything, dude.
He is in everything. He'll be in the cartoon voice. To be honest, I don't know. I feel like Aaron Taylor Johnson has the right build for it. Like, I'm sure there's some people that'll be like, Timothy Chalamet. I'm like, no, that guy's freaking a twig.
I mean, he could always grow into.
No, I know he can bulk
right?
up.
He can bulk up and all that. Like, we've seen it happen before.
I mean, Tom Holland already has the Spider-Mans and the. I'm just thinking about these basic actors, but I know there's someone in there that's probably can pull it off. Jenna Ortega. This guy says.
Oh, whoa! Friend of the cast, host
Webster.
Of the Watch Closely podcast, a man who is missed by all and missed by not many. I'm just not gonna think of anything. But Jason here, he says his pick for James Bond would be Jenna Ortega. What do they call her? Friend of Jenna Ortega.
Friend of Jenna Ortega. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know, man. It's hard to say, right?
Would you be kind of shocked if they chose a woman lead as a James Bond? Maybe Jamie
Would I be
Bond?
shocked?
Yeah, would you be shocked? Would you be like, man, Jamie Bond?
I honestly, I wouldn't really be surprised, because a lot of franchises do that as well. So it could happen.
What if they choose
Viola Davis?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Viola Davis is great. I love her. She's
awesome.
I think. Wow. That's a good choice.
Wow, but I think she's older now. I don't think she'd.
No, I mean
wanna do
she's
that.
a lot older. I don't know if they would. I mean, have you seen Woman King? She's awesome in that movie.
Oh yeah, she's really good in that
She's
movie.
really great. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of difficult to like find a right choice for James Bond because I think like we talked about this before. This isn't just a one movie thing. It's like a franchise of continuous movies throughout their career.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying like kind of talk about the younger actors because obviously they want someone younger because they're going to commit probably 5 movies. You never know. I think Daniel Craig did what 4 or 5. I see what you're sharing already. That's the scene in From Russia with Love. Play it. He's trying to play it right now. I think it's muted though, or I don't know what's going on. I'll let you know in the morning. And then it ends like that. I remember watching that. I was like, what happened here? That's pretty sweet, dude. Sweet game. We haven't gotten we need a proper James Bond game for the modern ages. I think they're working on one, but anyway. You're on mute, Ernie. I don't know if you were talking this whole time.
I was talking about it, but this is hilarious, dude. The little scene, but you said it a lot better.
I know it didn't come out as well. Yeah,
because I do remember the scene, but I don't remember. I remember it being said the way you said it.
I
like,
said
a lot
it.
sweeter, and it's not like that.
But who would you throw your hat? Who would you throw your hat in the ring for James Bond if it wasn't Aaron Taylor Johnson? Anna Taylor-Joy. I'm just kidding.
That's what I was gonna say. Anna Taylor. Dude, Jack Black? No, I'm just kidding. It's got to be. Yeah. I'd say Henry Cavill, but I think he's way too old, and I think I just want to see him in a really big role. I think a lot of people are throwing that one around as well. I think in this. Go ahead.
Sorry, I kind of want to see.
Go ahead.
I kind of want to see someone that hasn't is not a big name. Like I feel like Daniel Craig wasn't a huge name when he was announced, and I really enjoyed him. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, but you know what I mean. I mean, I don't know. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, I guess he's not a huge name, but he's gonna be that's so Craven. He's gonna be soon.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out when my first introduction to Daniel Craig was, but there was a movie in 2004. So I guess this was before he might have been announced as James Bond. But this is one of the movies me and my brother David, front of the cast. It's not called Plot. It's called Enduring Love.
Oh.
And in this film, I mean, I won't get too into the synopsis. I think you guys should just definitely watch it. It's a great film. But there's this guy that follows him. It's a really, really great movie, bro. This dude sings the song. I always, yeah, it's a random movie, but there's a song that this guy sings to him. This dude right here with the long hair, he looks like freaking Harry from what's that movie called? Jeez. Oh my gosh, Dumb and Dumber. Wow, I couldn't think of the dang name.
I was like, I was trying to think of who you're trying to say.
Yeah, Harry from Dumb and Dumber. So basically, there's like a hot air balloon. They have this really crazy traumatic event that happens to them, and that guy ends up kind of falling in love with Daniel Craig's character, and it's really, really interesting the way that like the dynamic between the characters. But he always tells him like, what is he? He sings to him like in a random like cafeteria, and I always sing this to you. And this is funny because I friends of the cast, me and Lex talk every day, obviously. And I send him a voice message, and sometimes I'll sing you this song. I'll sing, "If you ever leave me, life will go on. Believe me." You remember when I sing that song?
Yes.
This is from that movie, Beach Boys, right? But in this movie, he sings that to him, and we've always loved that, dude. It's a really great movie. You guys, I definitely highly recommend. This guy said, Jason here said, "Friends of the cast, just wanted to say hi from New York, and I'm sure you're crushing it. Continue."
He said, "Look at the building now."
Look at the building. It's him. Also, it's a watch closely symbol, and then the song is gonna be like, oh yeah.
Also, McFly he said Jamie Foxx. I'm assuming for James,
but he's
Bond.
Too old, no? Jamie Foxx for James Bond.
I mean, maybe
that's an interesting.
I thought it was Mother Effin' Jones, dude. I think that was.
I know Mother.
That should be
Jones.
his franchise.
Let's see, how old is he? He's Wait, what is this guy? This is not Jamie Foxx.
It's James Foxx. What is he looking up here?
Okay, Jamie Foxx age. Oh man, okay, he's 56 now. He's a little too old, man. You got to get a young guy. You can't get him too old, brother.
He's not so much of a fox anymore.
No. What about Channing Tatum? Oh, but it's got to be British, right?
I mean, I don't think it has to be, but yeah, I
I
think
think
he
I
has to
know.
be.
I think I think if I'm
It's
not
part of the
mistaken,
lore.
I think no. I don't know if it's part of the lore, but I think it's like the Broccoli family, the people that own like the rights to sort of James Bond. They sort of
Broccoli.
they're called Broccoli, I believe, something Broccoli.
The writer, the author was Fleming, right? Ian Fleming or something like that.
I believe so. Who owns James
Broccoli.
Bond franchise? Yeah, I'll show you something Broccoli. I think Barbara Broccoli and something like that.
Hmm.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. I think those are the people that like kind of sort of are the ones that dictate like
Gotcha.
what they should be, and I think he has to be British because it's supposed to be like that. But I don't know.
I
If,
mean,
like,
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, why don't they try to do it with Johnny English with Rowan Atkinson, dude? They
dude,
should
that'd
have
be
done that.
sweet, dude.
He's
Yeah,
like,
remember the trailer? You go,
"Arr."
yeah, unbelievable. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
hear the song. Ridiculous, but great little movie. I like that one.
Great
Okay,
one.
Well, let's get into the next one. This is what the
I'm
fans
excited
have
for this
been-
one.
This is what I'm excited for as well. And the fans have been asking about this, and I think front of the cast Lex has been highly praising this, and we're talking about the Poohniverse. What a
The
great name!
Poohniverse, dude. It's like assemble. Monsters assemble. Like it just came out of nowhere. If you're not familiar with this, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey came out. Was that last year? And the
Dude, I
sequel's
want to
coming
say
out
it was like maybe a year or two
like
ago.
12
but I
years
think you're
ago.
Right, it was like a year ago. Yeah.
It's and then the sequel's coming out this year. It did terrible, but they still did it because it was such a low budget movie. But they're also going to be turning in like not just Winnie the Pooh. They're going to do Bambi. They're going to do Tinkerbell, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and they're just going to expand all this. It's going to be it's going to be like a
Dude.
adventure style, which I think is hilarious.
Dude, apparently, Lex, the movie did incredibly well. It did 5.2 million at the box office after
I'm
only
sh-
costing them $50,000 to be made.
That's insane.
That is insane. So it did really well, and I think it's because there's a niche here, a niche, whatever, for these style of movies. I know, like
People like bad horror movies. Like it's a
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's a thing. It's like front of the cast. Jace has his, his doubts on a lot of the horror films that are out, and like I know this isn't for him, and it probably isn't for us, but it's for someone. Because obviously they're going really crazy about this. Like if you look at this image, look at all the people. They're getting Tinkerbell.
They're doubling
getting
down.
Pinocchio.
and I'm assuming
Yeah,
that's the Mad Hatter right there, right? And then
They're
the hat.
getting. I don't know. They're getting Peter Pan. Like they're literally going as hard as they possibly can in this thing. Like this is essentially all these movies are going to come out, and I think it says it in the article. And I think you were mentioning it a little bit as well. Like all the movies are going to come out, and they're eventually all going to meet together like a freaking Avengers Infinity War style of movie, right?
Amazing.
And it's
Amazing.
it's crazy that they're capitalizing on this so darn well. Like
This
no
is
one
like-
is saying.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
These movies sound like mazes at like Universal Horror or like Not Scary Farm. Like you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, and this bro is gonna probably be there, like probably this
Oh, for
year.
sure.
We don't for sure.
And or maybe their own little area. Sorry.
Did you watch the Pooh?
Actually, I did not. I never got
did.
the chance to see it. But now I want to because I need to know continuity.
No, honestly, yeah, dude, you should. I mean, me and my wife watched it in front of the cast, Diane, and it was interesting because we were watching it and we didn't expect a lot, but then there was like this moment of like where we were dying because like this girl is like running away and like he undresses her and her breasts just come out and it's like, man, we're in for it.
It's
Like,
a
this
B
is
movie.
gonna-
It's like those original B movies that they used to do, like right?
Exactly.
Like these-
That's why. And then I told my wife, I'm like, dude, this is what you're in for. Like, you
don't have
know
this
what you're
anymore.
getting with this movie.
80s
like-
slasher style.
Yeah. It's like we talk about this with every movie. Like, there's always something for everyone, and this is like trying to appease a certain crowd of people. And obviously, it's like those old '80s like movies, and it works. It just it's cheesy enough where it just works.
I told my girlfriend Daisy, friend of the cast as well. I went in to her room, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they just announced the Poohniverse." She's like, "The what?" I'm like, "The Poohniverse." Have you ever heard of it? And she's like, "What is that?" And I told her, she started laughing. She's like, "What the hell?" Gave it all hard, dude.
Yes. Dude, I love this because front of the cast, Jace, right now, he's posting on our notes and he's showing me as we're talking about this. But we need the Pooh Blood and Honey. He sent us the tomato score of it, dude. The tomato score, those tomatoes that are rotten, they gave it a 3%. The audience score, 50%.
The audience loves it. They love the cheese. They love
but
that.
But that's the thing. It's 50%. It's not the best, but also like Jay's front of the cast here. What's crazy to me is like it made more money. Like, does that mean that people don't care about these websites?
No, I mean, obviously not. I mean, again, that's just like a funny like romp, and I think most people expected it to be bad, right? I mean, like, it's fun to get together with people and go watch a terrible movie because you have a fun time and you're laughing, and you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about Madam Web. It's like it's not a great movie, but I had a blast watching it because I'm laughing.
You had a big bucket of popcorn and you laughed yourself silly.
Exactly. So I think that's what these are, and it's just like to see those ridiculous things, and I'm just really excited to see because we got Bambi: The Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. It's just
it sounds like a maze. Like you're so right. They have the names of those mazes.
Is it going to be Tinker Hell?
Oh, that's a good one. Dang, dude, they're going
to
take your idea. They're going to take.
I'll be in it.
Honestly,
I'll star in it. Dude. I don't even care.
I think one of the on Twitter, one of the cast of the Winnie the Pooh movie talked to us, right?
She followed on Watch Closely.
She followed us on Twitter on Watch Closely, which you guys can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Watch Closely Pod. There, I and Jason and future Lex will be there to discuss movies and all kinds of television stuff with you.
My offer letter.
Yeah. Me and Jason discussed it. We said if the numbers are right of the streams of the people listening, we'll ask you back. But if they're not right,
oh no.
You're booted. You're done.
There'll be a reckoning.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about too is like what other Disney IPs will follow through.
Well, because they have the Mickey Mouse too. I mean, I feel like he will join because he's already getting some movies and some games.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, look at it's funny because in front of the cast, Jason. Jason, if you're
adding notes,
he's adding notes as we're talking. Jason, if you're gonna add notes.
You might as well
put them on the comments, dude. get on there.
He's excited.
He's saying, "Will Mickey Mouse be in the Poohniverse because it became public domain?" A part of Mickey Mouse did, right? What was it? It wasn't
Steamboat Willie, I think.
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, that was a release because they're coming out with a game, as well. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Steamboat Willie.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did see that. It was like the one with he has a gun, right, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, and I forgot who they announced who's going to be released as well in like a few years. But yeah, it's just going to be wild, man. It's like the Wild West out there. But this one is awesome. Twisted Childhood Universe, they're calling it.
Yeah, that's I think one of the other movies that I didn't get to watch. I'm sorry, because something else popping out of my head, but it's the Grinch horror film. But I know, but
they're a mean one or whatever.
Yeah, but then there's another one that Lex loves, and it's a different version of the Grinch.
It's just that one picture.
Every time without
holidays.
without like for whatever hesitation, Twitter pops this up on our freaking feed, and it's
during the holidays.
During the holidays, it's just during Christmas, and it's like the Grinch, but he's like it's
an
like
X-rated version.
Yeah, it's an X-rated movie, and it's like the Grinch, like he's like
with what's her name sitting on top of
with Cindy Lou Who, but it's like obviously an adult, but it's so
pretty bad.
But you know,
his face is hilarious. His face is he's like,
oh my gosh! What a terrible dude! People are
amazing.
More amazing, freaking whatever the Chubbs do in that movie.
And the whale.
But dude, okay. So Lex, I know you said now you kind of you're more inclined to want to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna be the only movie that you watch, or are you gonna continuously watch all these other films?
I think I'll check them out. I mean, it's gonna be like a phenomenon. Excuse me. I just feel like it's gonna be. I really hope it blows up. Like I really hope it's like the event I want it to be. We got a question from Webster.
This is Jason, front of the cast.
I know.
Yeah. Well, let me get back to what you were saying before we answer his question. Yeah, dude. Some part of me wants this to blow up because if we start,
funny.
It's fun, and it's pushing Hollywood in the right direction where it's like you can bring out stupid things, but make it fun for people. Like if there's a lot of things that like Morbius was a meme, and because it became such a big meme, they re-released it. Like at least this knows what it's trying to be. Morbius was trying to be serious.
Exactly. I mean? Like I don't think they're going to do that. Like if that happens again with Madam Web, I don't think they'll release it because they know what happened.
I don't think they
Morbius.
are. It didn't become that big of a meme.
No, I know.
In terms
it
of
was
like,
before.
Yeah, but it wasn't like where like to the levels of Morbius, like
That's
Morbin
true.
time. That was like everywhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So friend of the cast, Jace here said, "Will it get its own theme park land in Universal's Epic Universe?" Which was funny because we were just talking about it, but I'm glad that he brought it up again because I wanted to say this to you, Lex. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, and I think we talked about this when you were on the cast, but they were talking about having a sort of 24-hour, or not 24-hour, but like a theme park in Las Vegas that is like all day or something like that, and it's just basically Universal Studio Horror Night in Las Vegas.
I think I've heard of that. I think I heard of
this?
that.
Okay.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Oh, well, Jason, before we were talking about like, these would probably be mazes at like one of those spots, and like that could definitely just be a takeover, right? Of all the mazes at like Universal Studios or something. But no, that's pretty cool. I mean, in Vegas, I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. I mean, all day. I mean, obviously if it's inside, it'll be dark, but I know they already have some like place. I think they have an It one, like an It escape room kind of style one over there.
Like in Las Vegas?
Yeah, so I think they're already kind of trying to start it. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean,
I don't like that, dude. That scares me.
I mean, I say it's cool and it's interesting, but I probably wouldn't do it either.
I always want to go to horror nights with like a lot of people, and usually
Because you're always scared.
Because I'm scared, and I go with Jason because he's a really tall man.
Oh, dude.
And so I like to use him as a human shield, and he knows it too because he'll be like, "You guys just push me to the front," and he's just like going through the crowd, which is really sweet.
It's funny because I like to be scared.
I know you do. I've gone with you, and you ran away from me.
I'm scared of you, dude. I thought you were one of the monsters, dude. You grabbed my leg.
I was grabbing you. I'm all. No,
you know.
I went behind you and I'm all, we'll discuss it in the morning.
Heck yeah.
But dude, yeah. The only thing that trips me out about the Las Vegas like sort of style of Universal Studios, it sounds like a great idea. It sounds fun. I would definitely like to go. But the thing that trips me out is like people are usually really, really drunk in Las Vegas. And it's going to cause a lot of crazy stuff because people get crazy when they're drunk. Not everyone is a good, like, I'm not saying a good drunk, but like a sane drunk where they're like able to not let their emotions dictate what's going on. Because obviously when you drink alcohol, it releases your inhibitions and then you feel the rain on your skin. And, you did you catch that?
No, what is that? What is
the
that?
Song,
reference?
you don't know the song? Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin.
Oh my goodness, yes. It's just, that's anyone but you, dude.
I can't believe you didn't know. Whatever.
I'm sorry. When you're singing in that way, it's like it's different, Sometimes you just don't catch it.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. But so
I'm worried.
I'm curious to see if like people are gonna like get into like fights, arguments, or something. Because when you get scared, people either have the fight or flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's always those people that like to ruin it for everybody else.
They do, and that's the problem. Like I've seen both, right? When I've gone to Universal Studios and the Not Scary Farm one, I've seen people like run. I've seen people fall and hit their head because they were scared and running away. And I've seen people try to push back.
I've seen those people.
What are you doing?
I see those people that are like, and like their friends are holding. They're all, it's like, what are you doing here?
Dude,
but like, people. I think I told you that one time I went with my aunt, and I was young. It was like the first time I went to Not Scary Farm. She took me. It was like 5th grade, and it was a school night. I remember she took me because I really wanted to go. And she took me, and then I remember I was with her, and like the monster scared her, and then like these guys behind us, he's like, "Don't scare the lady." I was like, "Get out of here, dude! What do you mean, don't scare? Like this? Get our money's worth, dude. We want to be scared. Dude, don't scare her. She don't want to be scared,
You don't want to be scared. Don't scare her.
Thank you. See,
you're welcome to see how I listen, but
you listen.
I know I listen. No, but yeah, I just I think. If you're going to go to those places, like, be aware of what you're going to do. I feel like maybe don't have alcohol, but people are gonna come drunk.
I mean, that's
it's Las
not,
Vegas, bro.
You can't tell people, yeah.
Dude, you know what's? I wanted to tell you this because we talked about it with Jason from the cast last time. We were talking about I went to the Bad Bunny concert, and obviously we're in LA, and we're having the little concert where we got out, and there was like a guy, bro, and I kid you not, guys came out with like a freaking like a cooler, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to take a shot? Do you want to take a shot?" I'm like, "Dude, what is this, Las Vegas? Like they can't be doing that, right? That's not legal."
I mean, it happens all the time. I see it a lot. Like there's people I've seen people selling out of their like trunks of their car just parked, just like shots. We have shots. We have beers. We have this. I don't know how it's done. Don't ask me how, but they do it.
Don't ask me how. Just ask me how I participate in it.
Exactly. No, I never buy those things off of them. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. It's rampant. But
well, let's get into the next one right here. My
Poohniverse. I'm in.
The same. I'm definitely. I think I want to rewatch Poohverse. It's just a great name, Poohniverse.
Poohniverse is pretty good.
Poohniverse. I'm gonna go back and watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'll probably have Jason, front of the cast, actually watch it with me. That way he's like, and I'm gonna have him like what's that movie, the Clockwork Orange or whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna have him like this.
You guys should do or we should do what do they call the live watch-alongs?
Dude, that'd be so neat. I don't even know how you would do that and not get like.
That's up to Jason. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, it's true.
Like if he's got that power.
Well, I think to be honest, I think like us already talking over it would be not infringing on like the copyright. But I don't know. I mean, honestly,
I think we would have to like cancel the monetization or something like that.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out because that would be fun. Jason. Actually, friends of the cast, if you guys are listening right now, please comment and let us know. Would you guys like us to stream a movie, probably a really funny Winnie the Pooh movie, and kind of talk over it? I think that would be
Winnie the Pooh movie. We're gonna end up watching Christopher Robin.
Oh man, that's
just a sweet movie.
It's a sweet movie.
Sometimes some people say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day.
Yeah,
I love it. Anyway, continue.
When that movie came out, I bought the little toy. Remember? And I'm like, I was like,
let's
see,
you want
one?
Toy.
And you're like, I don't know if I want it. And you should have got it, dude.
I know. Yeah, my dog would have ate it. I could probably still get it, dude. But anyway, go ahead.
Look at friend of the cast, Diane.
Oh, she's in. She wants more Poonie.
She wants more Poohniverse. She said, "Let the Pooh survive."
Oh my gosh,
the Poohnie. That sounded weird.
That's pretty bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The toy's on here. The Christopher Robin. Sorry, I'm already looking. Anyway,
funny. You're gonna buy it. But yeah, no, definitely.
No, my dog will eat it, dude.
But I know probably. All right, so let's talk about the next thing. So this is something that was a little controversial. I'm not going to say much on the actress. Everyone could believe what they want. But I just thought she went about it a little bit weird or different than I expected her to, just because she's got it just has such a cult following. Lex, I kind of want you to introduce this topic if you can.
So Harry Potter actress Miriam Margolyes. I don't know if I'm saying that right. She was the herbology. Am I saying that correctly? Teacher in Harry Potter. I want to say Chamber of Secrets. She was
herbologist. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, herbologist. And she introduced the little turnips, the screaming dudes. I forget their names. But the little so basically, she says she's worried. Yeah, she's worried about the adults still obsessed with the series. And this is her quote: "If your balls have dropped, it's time to forget about it." And well, that was the second thing she says. I think the first thing she had said was like, well, again, she's concerned like, oh, if you still like that movie, those movies are for kids. Like you guys are too old for that. And look, no, I don't agree with this. Like that's not cool. Like it's like, so basically you're telling me I can't enjoy anything that I liked as a child. You know what I mean? Like I still like The Lion King and all those movies. Like you're saying I can't like those movies because they were kids, like I watched as a kid, you know what I mean? Like, and the thing is with Harry Potter is like, it gets very mature. Like I wouldn't consider it a kid's movie. You know what I mean? Like at a certain, like after the second one, even the second one was pretty dark. Like they're dark films. And the fact that she's saying this, it's just kind of like, why would you say it? Like, come on, like, why can't we just enjoy it? Why can't we have this? Like, why does this upset you?
I want to say this because I think her claim was taking a lot out of there was a lot of context. There's more context to it than just what we're saying to you.
Of
She's
course.
basically talking about a lot of people who love Harry Potter, but like they get married as if they were in the Harry Potter universe. People that are trying to live in the world, trying to escape reality and go into this, wizarding world is what she's kind of sort of talking about. And I get it. I understand where she's coming from, having a healthy relationship with things that you love. And some people think that, it's okay to be married as, oh, I'm a wizard and or I'm a Slytherin and she's a Hufflepuff, but we make it work. Stuff like that. Like people do that kind of sort of stuff.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Your husband, Harry." I'm a what? Just kidding.
I'm a
kidding.
what? But
I mean, I think that's fine. If you want to do that, that's your preference.
That's your
go for it. You do it. People,
right? You do what you
people
want.
do it. I've seen the Lord of the Rings ones as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen Star Wars.
and that's hey. If you find someone that's obsessed as you with that, then by all means, do what you want.
Yeah, by all means, do what you want. Like it's hard to find someone who shares the same love as things, and I think sharing that love and your most special day definitely like is something. It's something beautiful. Like I get it, but also like you need to be healthy about it, right? You don't want to be
Of course, yeah.
like those people that like overdo it, where they're like they now are not fitting the norms of society because they think that they're wizard. Like it'd be like those like if I were really big into Harry Potter and then I found you in the street and you bumped into me and then I went Inspector Patronum, and then you're like
You're Cadabra.
yeah, dude, damn,
like if
that's
it-
crazy. That
Like if people were at
that'll
Universal
kill you.
Studios doing that, that's fine because that's the,
Yeah.
the setting. But like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like if someone in the streets just like randomly, like exactly. I mean, to a certain extent, it's. But
Yeah.
again, I don't exactly agree with what she's saying. I mean, I think
I don't either.
They're successful films, and again, like we started young watching those and grew into adults watching those. So it's like, what's the issue with that? You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. She doubled down, and then I think she talked about she was going to be in. She got offered the role for Agatha, right? The
Agatha,
new Marvel
yeah.
film, and she said, "I ain't flying to Georgia" or something like that. She's like,
Yeah,
"I'm
yeah.
not."
She's like, I'm done. I mean, she's
I
a
mean-
lot older, and I
I mean,
understand
yeah,
like
I
what her
understand.
mindset is. It's like you get to choose what you want to do. Like she's at that stage in her life, and I mean, she's made a lot of money from Harry Potter. I think that's what bugs
But
me.
her
a little
role
bit
was so
because-
small in it too.
Yeah,
so it's
but I
not
mean,
like-
I think she still was such a like she stood out as a character, right?
yeah,
Like people recognize her, and I think that's the thing that bugged me was that like the way she said it, sort of sounded like she was ungrateful about what this world has brought to what this wizarding world
yeah. Because I'm sure
has brought
because
to people's happiness.
if
you know
those
what I mean?
people weren't still watching it, she wouldn't be cashing those residual checks.
exactly,
You
exactly,
know what I
and she
mean?
wouldn't
Like,
be
it's
able to be choosy on where she's gonna go, if she's gonna go to Georgia or not,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean.
But
Yeah,
you know,
but I mean,
whatever. I
that's
mean, she's an older lady. I mean, she's fine having her opinion, of course. But I think it was
yeah,
it was a little mean spirited. I feel like it's like the whole balls drop part. Like when she added that, it's like, come on, dude. Like why do you guys say
I know.
that? Like, come on, like
Balls.
I
How
get
did you say
your
it?
your bullocks.
Your bullocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was like okay, but then she doubled down and said that. It's like, man, what's he gonna say next? She's gonna be like, if you're watching the Poohniverse, you're good.
But I have the clip here, and I'm gonna pull it up. I want people to hear the actual clip of her talking about what she says.
Pull it
So,
up.
hold on 1 sec. Sorry.
They should be over that by now. You know, I mean,
Sorry.
Was that it? That's just the
fix
clip?
audio. It's just a clip. I just don't want it to be too loud when people listen to it.
worry about Harry Potter fans because they should be over that by now. You know, I mean, it was 25 years ago, and it's for children. I think it's for children. But they get stuck in it. I do cameos, and people say, oh, we're having a Harry Potter-themed wedding. And I think, gosh, what's their first night of fun going to be?
It's gonna
So-
be trying to
so-
find the squid. The what's it called? The oh my gosh, what's that thing that Harry Potter gets? The golden snitch.
So I know. So you know what bugs me about that too is that she says she's on Cameo. So
Like
she's
she's
still
doing
doing
it. She's
Cameo
doing
for
it.
the role, and like, and you're complaining like it's like okay, get off Cameo then if you're not like if you
That-
want to if you don't want to support this, and the fact that 25 years ago, I hear was it 25 years ago? I mean, yeah, I guess it was.
Dude, I mean, I don't know.
Almost around that time. There's some people.
young when it
There were
came
some
out.
people that watched it at like 6, 7. You know what I mean? And they grew up. That's how they grew up with it, and that's fine. But anyway, that's funny. Buttocks. I mean, the wedding. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I mean, hey, it's nothing wrong with it, dude. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, love what you love.
And love who you love.
Yeah. Okay, so we got into our last story here, our last bit of news, and I wanted to get into this with you a little bit, my friend Lex. Now, there was this discussion about the streaming of streaming, right, as a preference, and they were talking about this was from the Harry X. I was
gonna say Harry Potter again.
No, this is from the Harris X polls, and they're like they did a poll on like 2/3 of the U.S. adults and how they prefer to wait for movies to be released on streaming platforms rather than watching them in theaters. Now, I won't get into the rest of the article, but I thought this was really interesting because obviously you and I go to the movies a lot, right? When there's a movie, we try to go see it, especially like a Dune or like the Madam Webs, right? We don't want to wait. We don't, right? So I'm curious, dude. Having heard that 2/3 of people want to just stay home to wait, like, do you feel like that's kind of the reasoning on why we are like just, I guess, not getting as much movies in theaters, or the theaters are not doing as well?
Maybe, but I think I don't know. Like, how long has that been going on? Because I think when the strike happened is when like the downfall of like the movies kind of went. Because that's when the strike started. That's like when I noticed I stopped really going to the movies because nothing was really coming out, right? And like now that everything's back, like I've definitely slowed down on like going to the movie theaters. And don't get me wrong, I love going to the movie theaters. I have a great time. I have no issue with it. But yeah, I mean, I think it does affect because, like, again, the other part of it is these movies, they're so expensive. And it's like people don't want to go and pay for a random movie. Like, who wants to go watch the Winnie the Pooh movie for $25? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of money. It's an outing, and if you're gonna get snacks and all that good stuff, it's expensive. And again, if they're not pulling out quality movies like they were, it's kind of hard to get to go to the movie theater, right? I mean, I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, it's well, I've talked about this many times, and I always say this: here it comes, boys and girls.
Here it comes. Let's hear it. Strap in.
Hey, strap in, dude. You got to vote with your wallet, right? I think streaming services have gone.
He said it.
I did it. Streaming services has gone to a point where it costs less to stay home than to go see a movie in theaters. You know what I mean? Like, I think a movie ticket going to the AMC is like what, $25 now. And that's if you don't have A-list, right? Like, A-list is probably the perfect way to go about it.
That's if you're like watching Dolby or IMAX.
If you're watching, like, exactly. But still, like, me and my wife don't have A-list right now. We're D-list members, and we each paid about, I want to say maybe $30 for both of us, which is like $15 a piece, and that's a pretty good amount of money. Like, that's a lot. Like, I pay Netflix $15, something like that. I forget what it is, but Disney Plus like 15, another $20 or whatever. Like, it costs money to have those things. So rather than going to a movie theater, I understand why people would be like more hesitant and be like, well, we have this at home, and Netflix is dropping, or sorry, Amazon Prime is dropping Roadhouse today. That's a movie we could just stay home and watch. And I think televisions and sound and everything that people have at home is getting a lot better. Like, we're getting a lot better like quality of our content than when we used to, right? Like, when we used to have like movie nights, we used to watch on a really crappy little TV or something like CR or was it CRV or what is those little, you remember those freaking dinosaur back TVs, and it wasn't like the greatest picture.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we used to watch that. Now we have like a 4K that costs like $200,
and we still watch it on our phone.
And we still watch it on our phone, yeah. But it's like 65 inches. And I'm glad that you said the thing about the phone, because it's also the ease of use, right? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, yeah, the convenience. I feel like a lot of people have been more, like, there's been a big push to, like, we're always busy. Like, we're always doing something. Like, we need to work a lot more than like our parents did. I feel like my mom, I used to see her like at 3 o'clock, and we would spend the rest of the day together. And now it feels like people get home like around 9, 6, and it's like because they need to work a lot more to pay for a lot of the bills and all that stuff. So
True. I mean,
you know what I mean?
that's not for me. I mean, my mom was working late. She would work all day. Single mom. I mean, I know your mom was single too, but
a single mom that
it's
works
always
2 jobs.
it's always different. Obviously, like whoever the work schedules and stuff. Not comparing it, but yeah. Anyway, continue.
No, I mean, I'm kind of done with my thing, but see,
R.I.P. movie theaters.
R.I.P. movie
Which
theaters.
is sad because I love going to the movie theaters, and I love when people band together to go see these movies. Like Dune 2 was just like an epic. But the problem is we're not getting those big blockbusters. But I think this year we're starting to get a little bit more. We got Godfather, got Ghostbusters coming out, which obviously not the best, but what I've heard. Godzilla vs. Kong. I mean, that one looks like dumb fun that I'm like, I want to see in the theater. It just looks like a good time. The problem with me, dude, is like, so I don't get me wrong, I love streaming as well. But the issue with me is like, I won't watch it when it comes out in streaming. Like, it takes me a while to watch something when it comes out streaming. If it's in the movie theater, like, I'm more inclined, like, I'm going to go watch it because it's in the movie theater right now. But like when something comes out on stream, I'm like, I'll just push it back. Let's watch something else right now. I don't want to get into that right now. You know what I mean? When you go to the movie theater, it's like, okay, I have to watch it. Like I'm not in the comfort of my own home. Like I need to strap in. You know what I mean? But with your wallet, my friend, like you say, like I'm still waiting to see Kairos of Flower Moon. I've been pushing it off. I'm like, it's 3 hours. I'll get to it. Like I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
But had I seen it in the theater, I would have, I would have seen it. And I would have just
You would
pulled the
have
Band-Aid.
sat through it. But that's the thing is like, I want to say this too. I get it. Like when you go to the theater, it's such a different interaction with the film. Like you need to sit through those 3 hours. You've already paid for this ticket or whatever. But like when you get home, you can watch it in 3 parts because it's such a long movie.
Exactly.
But does that change the movie? Does that make it seem like, oh, well, because I had to watch it in 3 parts? Was it because it was long or because I wasn't like cooked? Because I've sat through 3-hour movies. We sat through 2-hour movie of Dune. I saw it twice.
We did Oppenheimer. We've done
exactly, and it was a
Infinity War.
movie.
Or I'm sorry, Endgame.
And yeah, and they were fantastic movies, and we sat through them and we had no problem. But like, why are these movies that are longer? We're like, man, I could watch this in 3 parts, and it's like,
yeah, I mean, I have no problem.
Movie, or is it
like okay, like a perfect example? We're talking about Poor Things. Like I've watched it. I started it. We started that like 3 days ago. Why haven't we gone back to finish it? Like we're just because like like it's interesting film, but we're not super into it. You know what I mean? Like had I watched it in the theaters, we're like, okay, we watched it. We're gonna get. You know what I mean? Like it's really tough, man. I mean, it's sad because I love the movie theaters. I really do. And honestly, sometimes you don't get the best crowds. Sometimes you do. That's why we had those movie theater stories, which are always pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, when I went to go see Dune 2, I borrowed your bucket, and I was like, I was like holding it all sweet, dude. It was nice, but so yeah.
Did anyone ask you about it? Did anyone say anything to you about it?
No, actually, but I did hear people saying like, "Oh, that's the Dune bucket," and I don't know.
Yeah,
It felt funny because I'd walk to the restroom like after the movie theater, and I had it in my hands. I'm going to the restroom. People were just watching. I wanted somebody to ask me about it, so I'd be like, "You can use it next."
I had this my second viewing because I brought the Dune bucket twice. But my second viewing, some guy, he's like, "Hey, where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Well, front of the cast, Alex bought it for me." So I didn't say front of the cast, but I told him my sister-in-law bought it for me. And then he goes like, "How much is it?" And I'm like, "Man, I want to say it was like $30 or something like that." And he's like, "What?"
You should have been like the guy behind the alleyway selling them.
He's selling them used.
Yeah, no. So the first time I had seen it, I went to the AMC by my theater, by my La Mirada. What am I saying? Actually, no, I don't live in La Mirada. Scratch that. But I saw the theater around here by my house, and I went, and we went to go, get our ticket. And then I saw the bucket. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's real. And the guy looked at me. He's like, yeah. The worker. He's like, yeah. He's like, it's a little sus. He said, I'm all sus.
It makes you want it more.
I don't.
Did you see that? I don't know if you saw this. Hold on one sec. I'm actually gonna pull it up, but they brought out the the Ghostbusters Afterlife bucket. Did you see this?
I did see it. I did.
Hold on, let me see if I Ghostbusters. Boisters.
He's typing away, folks.
Damn, I'm not the
no
quickest
dead air.
typer. No, it's not.
He's
But
going, he's going.
this is the bucket for right. It's kinda
Yeah,
how it
it's
looks,
similar. Like
like
that's
that.
how Barbie was. It wasn't a Barbie car when they had
I
theirs.
don't even remember the Barbie.
I think it was a
bucket.
Barbie car, and like I wouldn't eat out of that. Did you even eat out of the Dune bucket?
I did not. Did
Okay,
you?
just had. No, I didn't. I didn't. You're all probably like, wait a minute.
I know, because that would have been like, I didn't expect you to put extra butter, like
Big butter
this one,
popcorn.
huh?
Yeah, they had that one as well.
Something like that. Oh, I don't even remember this. That's disgusting.
I know you wanted
$64?
dude. It's crazy. It's wild. And again, that goes back like your
Jeez.
tickets already. If you're going with a family, your family, that's
Yeah,
already
it's like $15 a pop.
that's already
20,
$60.
depending.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you're gonna get popcorn and snacks and don't tell anyone, but we always sneak in our snacks.
Hey,
And I
hey,
would-
whoa, we don't condone.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this way back before,
have,
but
we
it's
have.
like it's so much different now. Because like I remember back in the day, like not being able to bring a water bottle into a movie theater. They were so strict about it, like because they wanted you to pay, obviously. But now I just bring my hydro flask. My girlfriend brings a freaking backpack in. That's pretty sweet. There it is. There's the car with the popcorn, dude. That is awesome. It's just like it doesn't look like it fits that much. Like why would you? But again, like there's people that collect these, like they're collectors things, and that's fine. I mean,
what's funny is when I.
but I'm
popped this
concerned
up,
because
you
if the
didn't
balls have dropped, I say, God.
what's funny is when I was putting out the popcorn stuff, I was pulling it up by myself, and I wasn't pulling it up for you to see.
Oh,
So I'm surprised you didn't say anything. But yeah, so
no, I
this
did
is
see.
like
I did see it. Oh, I guess I didn't see the Ghostbusters one too well.
But yeah, it's the Ghostbusters one, I guess.
I like popcorn. It makes my mouth go pop, 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 pop.
pop. Hey, girl, you hungry?
Oh, jeez.
But dude, yeah. See, like, I like the themes of popcorn. I feel like this could be a really cool thing. Like, people could definitely start sort of like wanting to, like collect these things.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I feel like I wouldn't even put popcorn in it. Like, would you?
No,
Like,
definitely
why would
not.
I do that? Like,
I mean, again, like it was fun just to bring it and just have it, like just to watch it with me, like the movie with me. That Dune bucket has seen the movie more than me, but it's just fun. But again, it's just like I wouldn't put. I don't think I've seen anyone put. But then again, now that I think about it, I don't really see anybody with those collectors buckets. Look at McFly's asking, what did we use the Dune bucket for?
you said popcorn.
We'll discuss that in the morning.
That's good.
Throwback.
Throwback to that.
I wonder what they're gonna have for the Poohniverse, dude.
Ooh,
That'd be pretty good, Like
it's gonna
Winnie
be a
the
good
Pooh's
one. It's
head
gonna
with
be like
blood.
a
It's
head or something. Honestly, I think me and front of the cast, Lex or co-host of the
Yeah,
cast,
that's me.
Jace. I mean, we were talking about Deadpool 3
Yes.
because I think a lot of people were talking about like I wonder what they're gonna end up having
As the popcorn bucket, yeah.
as a popcorn bucket. Yeah. Let me
Didn't
see
he make a
again.
joke of something? Oh, yeah, he like
Yeah.
messaged, like he said, wait till you see what our popcorn's going to be or something like that after he saw the Dune bucket. Which
I
is
wonder
sweet.
what.
There he goes again. He's
I'll see. I'm
what are you
looking
looking
at
up
all the
now?
ones. Look at there's a
oh,
bunch
these are
of
all
them, bro.
these are all the editions, dude. They
Look
come
at
out
the Taylor
with
Swift one, brother.
they come out with them more often now.
Mhm.
I feel like it wasn't really a big thing before, but now it's really like
Is
a,
it? Look at the
I-
little R2.
that's pretty sweet. I remember the days where it was just the popcorn design was just what the movie was. It wasn't
Dude,
the
I
actual
remember-
collectible.
I
remember when a dime back
when
cost
a dime back cost a dime. You got- Honestly, this one is probably.
I
yeah,
got
did,
you.
did. I got you. This one was really cool.
Yeah,
the
that one's
Thor.
pretty cool. But again, like, you really gonna eat out of that thing? Like, that doesn't look.
I mean, have you seen the people
Comfortable.
at Disneyland that they eat with they drink?
That's
they
true.
drink with their Thanos hand.
That's
the freaking
true.
Infinity Gauntlet. And they're all with a big old.
My cousin Ellie, she they have the special edition popcorn bucket, and you just fill up the popcorn for like $1.50. It's pretty sweet
Where at? Sorry.
in Disneyland. Like she has like one of the edition buckets, so like you can just refill it for $1.50 if you have it,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
which is
That's
pretty
not
nice
bad.
because
Yeah,
those
because it's
popcorns are
expensive, bro.
expensive.
It
The
is.
Star,
Look
look
at,
at the Star Lord.
look at,
Oh, that was
look at
Ant
the
Man.
Thor. $40, dude. That's ridiculous.
It's wild, man. Hey,
Where'd you see the Star Lord?
ridiculous.
that's not Star. I think it's Ant Man, right?
What's that, man, dude?
On the left, yeah. I mean,
I wanted this one when it came out. I really
that's
wanted
pretty
this
sweet.
one. Yeah, it was pretty dope.
it doesn't go through the
that-
mouth. That's why.
I don't know. I told my wife, I was like, can I get this one? And she's like, no, you don't need to do it. I think my favorite
That
one,
one's actually pretty cheap.
it was pretty cheap, was this one. And I really want it. And I hope when I get some
Oh, the
money, it still
Wonka
comes
one.
out. The Wonka one, brother. That one was really neat.
That's funny.
Oh, does it actually say Wonka on it? No,
I guess it does. I don't think it does.
I don't remember. I think it just it just looks like this. Why is it such a small image? What is? But whatever. Yeah, it was cool, man. But yeah,
got to catch them all.
I guess so. Look at Gene Wilder.
Oh, that's awesome. Heck yeah. Rest in peace.
This one's dumb too. The little backpack, the popcorn backpack with the blue.
Is that Blue Beetle? Oh my goodness, that is dumb.
The Scream one. Oh my gosh. This one says, "Do you make popcorn?"
Yeah.
This is Cinemark. I guess the Cinemark does it too. I can't even show you. It went to another.
I mean, it knows you're an AMC guy.
I guess so. Huh? Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. Well, let me see. Where are you? Oh, you're right here. Hello, friend. We have come to the end of the podcast, dude. I would like to thank you for coming into the to the podcast, dude.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. Jason was missed.
Yeah.
I do. I do plan. I know it's like the Oscars. I do, plan coming back, but I will not be back next week because I will be busy. But I hope I'm there the next one. So thank you again, Ernie. I appreciate you, man.
It was definitely nice to have you. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, especially when I needed you the most, like the Avatar. You know what I mean? You came back. And I just want you to have a little blue arrow down the forehead here. But as always, please, friends of the cast, this goes really fast. I'm going to pause it.
It goes really fast.
I'm gonna pause it a little bit because it scares me, and then I know Jason's gonna be like, "Hey, what the heck?" Someone sent a comment right here. It says, "Thank you guys."
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Man.
Thank you for always coming. Thank you for being a friend of the cast. Thank you for just everything you do, friends. As always, I would like to thank you for tuning in every week when we drop an episode. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. We stream every Thursday at 9 to 9:30 p.m. It's not for certain. It's just in between those times. Things happen, life happens, but I'm glad that you guys are here. We have like about a couple of viewers, which is great. We're expanding, we're getting bigger, and later on you're gonna see like it's gonna be like 3 people, actually 4. It's gonna be me, Jason, Lex, and then it's gonna be Bob Iger.
It's gonna be the Ernieverse, dude. The Poohniverse.
The Poohniverse, dude. But yeah, we'll see. We're gonna try to get some cool people on the cast and. We'll see what we do. But, dude, Lex, anything else?
That's it, man. Thank you again. I had a lot of fun with you.
I thought you were going to say the last thing that Jason says. As all, what did he say? He goes, if you stick around
to the end,
you're the biggest fan. Or what is it?
Yeah, well, if anything, we'll discuss it in the morning. Goodbye, guys.